intro on this one since I did the last two.
Oh, come on. I think I forgot it after all these times.
Well, after so many times you're not doing it? After so many times of me beating you at different games?
You actually cheated in the last.
Well, not the last one. The last one I didn't cheat. The Sorcerer's one I didn't cheat. The one before that I cheated.
Last day we did a video.
Okay, well, but not the last time. I actually won. If you don't want to do it, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Alright, you can do it.
Just let me... Okay, now I know it. Welcome to another MOTUfigures.com video spotlight.
Why was the .com part so loud in comparison to everything else? Welcome to another MOTUfigures.com video spotlight. You having trouble controlling the volume of your voice? Alright, so...
You just had more trouble than I did with your voice.
I did. Alright, so we had 4 figures to choose from, as we said in the Sorceress video. Blaze chose the Sorceress, and I'm choosing Fisto. Now, Fisto was not actually my favorite figure this month, though. Although Fisto is amazing, my favorite figure this month was Photog. Even with the cracked lens issues that are...
lucky. He got the whole month.
Well, he saved his money, and it was his birthday. He used his birthday money, too.
Yeah.
So, I chose Fisto because there's... even though Photog's my favorite, there's something special I'm hoping to do for the Photog Spotlight. So I have to wait on that one until maybe next weekend. I don't know for sure if it's going to work or not, so I don't want to say what it is. So, don't get your hopes up. Anyway, so I chose Fisto. Now, Fisto is a basic redo of the vintage figure, and he's included a couple of elements to sort of bring out his 2000X version. But for the regular standard figure, it's pretty close to vintage. It's got the same He-Man body sculpt, or buck body, whatever you want to call it, with new armor, new head. He's got the arm that was first introduced to Triclops, the left smaller bracer arm. And then he's got the same hand thing underneath here, but a new giant hand has been molded to plug on over that. So a lot of people are able to yank theirs off, but I can't yank mine off. But if you were to yank this off, you'd find the standard arm underneath there. And it's just kind of plugged over it. It can kind of turn, but it's really tight.
Good.
Really tight.
The articulation.
Articulation. Yeah, you got it. It is tough to move it and to turn it around. At least mine is.
See, and this is what I kind of don't like about Fisto.
What's that?
Any of the Fisto toys.
What's that?
Like, I wish it would have been there because I like putting my swords in their left hands.
Well, this is his right hand.
Oh, I like putting them in his right hand.
Well, he's right. I guess he's right-handed, so he has to have that one to wallop people with. Or maybe he is left-handed, and I don't know. So, well, he says the strongest right hand in the land in the 2000X cartoon, so I guess he's right-handed. I don't. Maybe he's ambidextrous. Maybe he can use both hands. When you were little, you were ambidextrous. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
How was that? What?
You used both hands when you colored and stuff like
Oh,
that.
that's different though. I scribbled back then.
No, you really would you'd go back and forth and go back and forth, and then finally you stuck with your left hand.
I dribble with my right hand.
You dribble?
Basketball.
I don't even let you dribble on your mouth. Okay, so wow, we're already off track, and we just started the video.
You know what?
What?
They have that mold now, so they can make Jitsu.
No, Jitsu has an open hand, so you can karate chop
I know,
stuff.
like, they had them... Never mind.
Yeah, they would have to completely change this to get Jitsu out of it. But, I mean, they will do the same thing with Jitsu, and they'll just mold the hand and stick it over the stump thing. Okay, so... what is... Oh, and I want to mention his right bicep. His right bicep is actually a new mold, too. It's bigger than his left bicep. You can check that out. See how it's much more bigger and much more muscular?
He's trying to flex his muscles, but everybody's like, wow, you weak on one hand.
Yeah, why don't you work the other arm out a little bit, dude?
Seriously.
It's because he's carrying around that big heavy metal fist all the time. So this is a cool element that the Four Horsemen added in here to say that this arm would be bigger because he has to carry that around. It's got a vein popping out. It's really neat.
Wait.
A lot of people have wondered, what's that? You see the vein?
Oh,
detailing?
yeah.
A lot of people have wondered why this is painted flesh tone instead of molded in flesh tone.
I have the answer.
It's because I've already told you it.
Can I still say the answer?
Well, you first let me explain it, because it's kind of technical.
I got the answer.
Alright,
Can I at least try?
You can try.
Every time they bring in a new element, they have to paint it.
Not really. Well, sort of. You're on the right track, actually. You're on the right track. When they introduce a new piece with a figure, it has to go into the same tooling mold, the same on cost. So it has to be molded in the same colored plastic as other new pieces. And I'm assuming that's like the head that's molded in brown and then painted with flesh tone. So it's probably molded in brown as well because they have to be in the same tray and made of the same plastic. So it's then molded in that and then painted as opposed to making a separate tooling just for it because it's more expensive to make a new tooling than it is to paint something, if all that makes sense. So what you're saying is sort of true. When a new piece is introduced, instead of being molded in whatever tone it is, it sometimes has to be painted. Yeah. Okay, so his armor is two separate pieces. No, it's one separate piece, and it just kind of goes around him, like clips over the top and clips around these pieces. As you all know by now, I don't like taking the armor off though, so I'm not going to do that.
King loves switching heads, taking the armor
He loves
off.
switching heads, dude.
No, I think that actually looks kind of cool because it represents the future where Adam is king.
That's true. Yeah, that's what. Well, we didn't even tell him what he did.
Right.
He took Prince Adam's, or not Adam's. Was it Prince Adam's? Yeah, it was Prince Adam's head, and he put it on King Randor's body to make King Adam, which is pretty cool.
Which is kind of like the future.
Pretty cool. I love the painted details here. Like the purple on his belt is like a deeper purple inside and then like a metallic purple. And there's a silver highlight around the middle jewel. He's got silver highlighting on his armor here, on the little round elements on there. Here's where I have a problem with his armor. They made the back piece of the armor. What do you keep looking around at?
Nothing.
You alright? What's wrong?
I'm thinking in my head, I could really use a hot dog for dinner.
Okay. You're really with it on the Fisto video. You're really sticking with this one. I guess you can tell this is a figure that you didn't buy, so you're trying to not think about it as much because you didn't buy it. Right? Is that what's going on here? Okay, so they did the back piece to hold the giant 2000X sword, which we'll get into this in a minute here. So in order to hold that, they made this huge bracket along the back.
Okay, I guess.
It's okay, but I would have rather had the bracket for the vintage sword. I gotta say.
I don't even think we need the 2000X sword.
We don't, and we'll get into that when we talk about the accessories here. But they made this strap back here to hold that. What the problem here is that you can see his back through here, and down here you can see his back. It's kind of showing through. I wish they'd have done this upper torso in silver, or painted it silver, like the battle armor figures, so you wouldn't be able to see all this skin tone stuff through here. You know?
Yeah.
That would have been nice. But what can you do? Still, overall, awesome figure. Oh, the head sculpt. I want to talk about the head sculpt. This is one of the best head sculpts in the line.
It's a new head.
The head sculpt is amazingly well done. The detail in it, and then the beard, and just almost like it looks like his nose has been broken at some point when he's been in fights or something. It's just got so much character in this head sculpt. It's amazingly well done. I love this head. This may be the best head in the entire line so far. It's fantastic.
Time for the bio?
Yeah, no, we're going to do accessories.
Oh.
So accessories. He comes with his vintage purple sword.
I like that.
Yeah, it's the same as the Triclops mold, except now molded in purple with like a purple kind of metallic paint job for the blade, and then detailing on the pieces here. And then we get into the 2000X stuff. To create the 2000X version of Fisto, they've included this belt piece, which I actually really dig. I think it's a really cool piece.
See, I think that looks kind of like Skeletor's ram, so that if they
Kinda
ever
does.
made a 2000X Skeletor and he was a little bit thinner, if that belt was a little bit made for the thinner people.
I don't know.
That would probably fit on him.
It'd be
Look
pretty cool, yeah. I mean, I like that detailing. And it's got a lot of the elements of the 2000X one with these discs and things like that. But where it really shines is in the back area here. He's got this little bottle or canteen or something. I don't know what this is. And he's got a little bag here. And he's even got a little book that he carries around, which is really just a cool element. I can imagine, like, Fisto plopping down somewhere and writing in this book, like recounting the wars or something like that. I just think it's such a cool little design. And then he's got his
I
head.
wouldn't mind putting that belt on the vintage, like, head.
Oh, yeah, I had it on the vintage head for a while there. I was
so-
checking it out. It was kind of cool looking. I really like this belt. And it works really well. It clips around over the other belt and just plugs in the back, and it almost looks like it's part of that armor. I mean, it's really well done. Then he's got the 2000X style head with the headband thing going on, and it's been tweaked a bit from the 2000X design. I actually think it looks better like this than it did on that figure. Something I noticed that, I don't know if other people have noticed this or not, but there's a little like gold patterning on the headband area that matches some of the gold patterning back here, and it looks like M's. Like it looks like two M's here and a broken M on his forehead. And I thought his name on the bio is Malcolm. Maybe they're incorporating that M in there. Who knows? Then he's got his giant Final Fantasy VII ridiculous sword. I don't like this sword. I know a lot of people dig it, but it's just too big. This is just ridiculous looking.
It's one of those weapons that probably weigh his hand down.
Exactly.
I'm not really a fan of those weapons.
And he's carrying it with his left hand, so it's not like it's a giant strong hand.
Like,
I do like... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But there's one heavier weapon I like for, a character.
What's that?
Staff for, the staff for King Hiss.
No, I think this is heavier than the staff for King Hiss.
I know, but that's like one of the
you like the heavy weapons? Okay.
Only that one.
This one is just, I mean, it's so big and just looks, I mean, it's cool for people who like 2000X, and especially you can put it with your 2000X figure, because the original 2000X figure didn't come with this. It was supposed to come with this, and it didn't. So it's kind of cool for those people that have those figures to finally add this to their figure. I do like the little fist on the end. I think that's pretty cool looking. But it's just too big. It's just too big.
I was just about to mention that fist.
Oh, were you? It's pretty cool. I do like that. I really do like that element. I wish you could pop this off and put it on the other sword or something like that. I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of that sword, but it's great that they included it. This is, bar none, one of the best figures in the line. He is fantastically done.
I don't know where you're going to put it.
I'm gonna have two. Put one with the 2000X guy, put one with the heroes.
Where are you going to put your other 2000X?
I'm going to put the 2000X one over there, and this one over here.
I know, but you have two 2000X.
Oh, the custom one?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I have no idea. He might just go bye-bye. Alright, let's read his bio. I think we spent enough time on the figure. Yeah, we'll get back to this in a second, but you got to get this one. Just like I said with the Sorceress. With the Sorceress, you have to get her because she's the main character. With Fisto, you got to get him because he's an amazing figure.
He's not really a main character, but he's amazing.
Not a main guy, but an amazing figure. Fisto, real name, Malcolm. I don't really like his real name being Malcolm.
Because that's really an Earth name.
I don't really need that. I could just have him be Fisto. But anyway, the older brother of Duncan, Randor's first man-at-arms, Malcolm served under King Nero during the Great Unrest, but was wounded in battle and stricken with magical amnesia. Wandering through Eternia, he settled in the Mystic Mountains in a mining settlement, unable to piece together how he lost his battalion. His life changed when the Snake Men attacked his town, and he helped save the Masters of the Universe from their trap. But in doing so, Malcolm shattered his right hand. In gratitude, Duncan replaced it with a robotic strong arm. Now known as Fisto, he is made up with his brother and fights as a heroic member of the Masters of the Universe, smashing evil with his giant knuckles. This is almost all taken from the 2000X cartoon.
It's got a really good storyline.
I don't really... Yeah, I never liked the whole Randor and Fisto being brothers. They at least left out the elements where...
You meant Man-at-Arms, didn't you?
I said Randor. I'm sorry. Yeah, I meant to say Man-at-Arms and Fisto being brothers. I never liked that. I didn't like them alluding to him being Tila's father in the 2000X cartoon and having a relationship with the Sorceress when he had amnesia and all that stuff. So I could do without this whole bio this time around. Because it's pretty much all from that, and I never liked that.
You know, there wasn't much to talk about if they would have made it Filmation. Because they only had like...
I would have liked the Filmation.
Yeah, but they only had like that one episode. It wasn't really too much. He captured the daughter of that one person. It wasn't really too much.
Well, at the same time, though, you could say he was a villain that controlled this forest and, you know, tie into the elements of him turning to good and things like that and kind of show the turn of his character from being a bad guy, a really bad guy, into being a good guy. I mean, you don't even have to explain this fist. I've never liked that either, which we're going to talk about. In the 2000X cartoon, he had a giant hand. Like, his hand was giant. It was huge.
That'd be crazy seeing, like,
it was
somebody
ridiculous.
make a custom fist like that. Like, this. Like, what if all of a sudden you're walking around at PowerCon and, like, this guy had this custom 2000X fist?
Like, regular fist. I'm talking about his human hand was huge.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In the cartoon, his human hand was huge.
Oh.
He had a giant hand. Which, it's like, what happened to that family? Why is Duncan fine? And why does he have this humongous, ridiculous hand? And then he messed it up, like beating rocks to save the Masters. And it was all crumbled and stuff. So instead of just like, I don't know, going and fixing it, Man-at-Arms goes, you know what, I'm going to make it a metal hand, and I'm going to make it even bigger. And more ridiculous looking. It's ridiculous.
Yes, but, you know, it's kind of crazy that I did that, because in the episodes Fisto were in, they did not get along too well.
Oh, they didn't get along because the whole thing of the amnesia...
Right, I know.
Yeah, was that... Well, they may not know. The whole thing with the amnesia is that Randor... Or, I keep saying that. That Duncan thought he was a deserter and so he resented him for deserting during the war or whatever. And in actuality, he had amnesia, and he just wandered off because he didn't know that he was in the middle of a war. Okay, so anyway, all that aside, this figure is great. He's fantastic. I bought 2, and I was so happy to buy 2 because the extra elements are so well done this time around. I've lost a head somewhere. He's just a phenomenal figure. Like I said before, Sorceress you got to get because she's the main character. This one you got to get because he's awesome. He sold out fast. Faster than the Sorceress, probably because they made more Sorceress and people were buying 2 of him. He sold out in like 20 minutes or something like that. 20 or 30 minutes, was it? So we're back to fast sellouts. Oh, I should have mentioned too, he's got the new boot mold like Vicor has, where he covers up the holes in the legs, which makes his ankles really tight. But that's good. Better to have tight ankles than loose ankles in these figures. A fantastic figure, dude. Fantastic figure. You gotta put him on your birthday list.
He's already there.
He's on the birthday list. He's at the top of the list. Alright.
I don't know about that.
He is. I'm going to revise your list.
He is.
Apparently he's on the top of the list, dude. Apparently he is.
Should we make a little reminder?
Oh, yeah. Hand it over.
But I want to do it.
Okay, sure.
We are giving away a free version of James Eatock's Filmation Guide.
You got the title wrong, but that's close enough. It's the unofficial cartoon guide to the Masters Universe.
I call it what I like.
Okay, that's fine. You can call it what you like. We're looking for 400 subscribers. We're almost at 300, so we got another 100 to go.
That's cool.
We're getting there, man. I think that when we do that Chris Reeve Superman one, I think it'll attract a lot of views, too, because the Batman one was crazy with views.
Yeah.
It was like over 2,000 now. Okay, so we're signing off, and we're going to try and do our Superman video.
Right.
Good journey. See you guys next time.
Wait, let's see if somebody wants to say good journey. It's
I don't know. It might be Mom. We'll just sign off. Good journey. We'll see you guys next time.